Hello, and today what we're going to be doing is going to be making an office building stroke pub or stroke man cave, whatever you want. And here is day one. So what we've done is we've dug out the foundations and we've laid a vis screen, and of course all that's going to have to go in the skip or the tip or whatever. Now the regs are, as long as it's not more than 50% of your garden and at the highest point 2.5 metres high. So the concrete guys have come down the lane, weren't too happy. Anyway, they got their truck down, and as you can see, we've poured that in and we've tamped it down nice and level. So good morning, it's a nice cold and frosty morning, so I'll show you what we've done. Okay, so we've put these bricks down, we put the frame on top of the bricks and cemented it down. Okay, so white, and we're doing the noggins. We're going to put insulation, it's going to hit that there, we're going to have an air gap underneath, the air gap here with the insulation, and we're going to stick marine ply over the top just on the bottom, only because it could get rained on. I mean, we will cover it up, but it could get left for a few weeks, so that's why we're only using marine ply. Now if you're doing it in the summer, you could use something different, but as you can see, this is the stage we're at, so when you see it next, it will be completely different. Well, as we said, this will be full of Kingspan, be resting on here, then we'll put a membrane that you put on the roof, show you the membrane. So breathable membrane with our marine ply. It's probably a bit of overkill, but you know, it's for me, so I want it to be right. So there we go. Now, one of the biggest problems with these buildings, outbuildings, is we don't put enough insulation in. Now, as you can see, we've put these in with the air brick, and it's 100mm insulation, and there's no way this floor is going to be cold. We're obviously going to put plenty everywhere else, but we've also got our air gap underneath, and it's important for damp issues and all that sort of thing. And it's like we're building an extension. We're going to all the building regs now. A lot of you guys won't be putting these in. And of course, we go through various stages. We're just finished for the night. Just holding it up instead of a man. We're leaving our black sheet down just to protect the floor, and you know, we'll just Stanley knife that up. As you can see, this is what's happening at the moment. So we've got our roof on here. It's been terrible, the weather, it's been raining. So, you know, this vis screen that we put down to protect the floor, it's really come into its own. And we've got a spare piece that we've put over as a temporary roof so we don't get wet. But you're sort of getting the idea as to how the building's coming along. Of course, you can buy the kits, but I do think it's a much better idea to do it yourself. And we've put a small piece of steel in. It's a special grade of steel to help support the roof, and we're more worried about the door not moving when that goes in later. And of course, we're going to strap that to all the timber and screw through and drill through, so secure the whole thing. Look at it, it's been terrible, the weather. Another day in the UK, and as you can see, it's been raining. So this is why we kept this piece of vis screen on the floor to protect it, and we just keep sweeping it out occasionally. Now we've got this overhang. It goes all the way around, and of course what this does is it does help the weathering effect. Not that it's going to really need it, but also looks a lot better. So we've done that. This corner is really, really wet, but we'll dry it out. Just have to be careful of shrinkage and that sort of thing. So there's our steel again. You can just see it's just overhung all the way around. We can't show you the back. It's just so tight to work at the back. We've gone as close to the fence as we can, within the regs, of course. And the maximum height is 2.5 metres high from the tallest point from the ground, which is plenty of headspace, providing you're not a giant. We've got one of the walls up, so at least on the right hand side it should be weathered. Not that that makes much difference, every little helps. So you can see we've got our OBS there. It's the thin stuff, the 18mm just for now, and we've got our roofing felt on, which is stuff's amazing stuff. It rains on it, just bounces straight off, and of course it lets all the air through the other way as well. So we're doing everything as far as we can towards the building regs, because they're there for a reason. No rain today, and the roof and some of the sides are now on. So we've got the 18mm OBF on the sides and the thicker stuff for the roof, because obviously that is a structural part of the building. This is before we put a rubber roof on. Now a lot of these kits, they don't come with a rubber roof, or it's an optional extra, and for me, I just want this thing to last 50 years like the rubber roof guarantees that they give off. And as you can see, it's a bit of a work of art up here. We're going to cover off, and we're just about to put the roof on, and we're just clearing away all our sawdust and debris and anything else. And here's our single piece of rubber roof. Obviously you can get these from many places. You do have to put it over and let it have a rest before you sort of roll it up like a carpet, and of course put the special adhesive down. And there are videos on YouTube to show you how to do these, and it's not as hard as you think once you've done one or two. The first one might be a bit of a challenge, but this is our second one, and you can see it's getting there. It's just pretty much nearly, it's just the front missing, and we're waiting for the PVC manufacturer to come. I would say it's probably easier to do the door first, but since there's a 4-week wait, we're cracking on with everything else. And as you can see, we've got the battens up as well. So we've double battened it to provide an air gap, of course, so the air can circulate. We don't get condensation and all sorts of damp problems. Now, look at this, it's like a work of art. This is completely finished the day after. And of course, you've got to go up and brush it flat, stick it flat. There is a manufacturer's crease in there, and sometimes this can happen, but only the pigeons are going to see that, aren't they? So as you can see, we're progressing. We've got our PVC sides up now, of course, and they're just like huge tiles made by a company called Coastline. It looks like a lot of these caravans and outbuildings and these very expensive homes are used with this plastic, but you know, I'm getting old now and I don't want to be painting this every year. And you can see we've done the back's done as well, and you just pull that off, it looks totally different. So that's you can see, yeah, there's the old Coastline stuff. It's not, you know, it's very wibbly wobbly, but once it's on, it's absolutely solid. You screw it on, or they send some pins. We decided to use the screws, just thought it was a better fixing, so we've ended up with loads of pins. And as you can see, we've got our King span, you know, foamy insulation in most of it now. That in itself, you know, takes its time cutting those little squares. And of course you can see there's a piece there. We've done that as well. So it's got the front to do, and you can see it's getting tight down there. And they have special corner pieces which we just zoom past there. We still got our floor down because it's still raining. You can see our air gap there, and yeah, there it is again, the plastic, in case you're wondering what that is. You'll have to do your own research where to buy that from. Here's a wide angle view walking away so you can have a look. So exciting times, the doors have arrived and the windows. So of course we've screwed that to the floor into our steel above. And of course we've trying to make it waterproof. We've we've not put our glass in, and we are progressing, as you can see. Gives you an idea as to what's going on inside. There's another video on the inside, because of course that is a whole different ball game. And it would probably be a 30-minute video, so I thought I'd do them a little bit shorter. So another angle, of course, with the door open, and what he's done there is it's been battened, ready to go, and we've got our air vent there. So it's there's our light fitting, where it's going to go through the cables coming through, and obviously screw to that block. As you can see now, we've been putting on some of these plastic bits, and they're very, very fiddly, very difficult around the door. You know, each one can take an hour or so to get it looking right. So, you know, it is quite time consuming, as you can imagine. But we're slowly getting there. And of course, another day, another dollar. And it's looking, you know, gives you an idea as to what's going on. See, look at that little cut that's got to be done later on. We are delayed today. If you can guess why, you don't win a prize. It's freezing cold, so we're on pause for a while. We do get going later on, do finish it off in the snow, but for today we've had enough. So inside we go again. You can see we got our first fix electrics in position, our armoured cable which the electrician has done for us, and we've got our roof there. Timber's trying to dry out inside the building, and I'm just beginning to do the ceiling. So what we've done here is we've recycled some of this black viscreen. Of course that in itself will help. So this viscreen was just left from the roof. I mean, why not use it? It's got a good thermal value. You are supposed to put a vapour barrier across. It's absolutely ideal. A couple of rips in it, just taped it up with some special tape that I've got anyway in the van. And there's the silver tape, yeah, and happy days. So like I said, I'm just progressing with that because it's warm in here, whereas outside it's snowing. So another day we're getting there, slowly. But these pieces, you know, they're very important, need to be done correctly. So of course it is still snowing, but we decided why not crack on with it. And here we are pretty much putting the finishing touches to it all, to make it look mint. And here we are, we're all finished now, apart from the 3 lights, which you can imagine we'll get the electrician to do another day, probably next year. As you can see from the roof, we've got, you know, that's all finished off. There's guttering all done at the back with it on a downspout that you can't see, that's not in the video. That's not very exciting, but that's for the security camera and the 2 lights. And please like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in.